Good day to you peeps, Liesl here once more, coming to us right at the top of the shop, right at the end of the year, to bring you the first prelude, may I say, to our New Year builds, which basically will be commencing as of tomorrow. But I thought today we would get some of the bits together and I would explain what we're going to do first and why, basically. So yeah, enough from me and straight in. So here we go. Now, we did discuss one or two builds a few days ago, I can't remember exactly when, that we plan to do in the up and coming year, namely resonator instruments, a guitar, a license plate guitar hopefully, and a resonator Diddley Bow. I've decided might add some fretting, not really sure yet, still deciding on one or two things, and I will be bringing us those very soon. Yes, logistics being the thing, I need to order parts, and what with various bank holidays, as they're called in the UK, public holidays, etc., it's been difficult to access stuff, funds, etc. But hopefully next week, yeah, we'll also make a start on one of those. So I'll probably do two in tandem, because I did decide that we would probably go back a step and have another go, basically, at one of these. Okay. Now, I remember I was calling it the RJ. You can see this one's got parts missing. A string did break on this when I was playing this fairly robustly. This was my second attempt. There is a previous video where I did one of these, but the necks were quite far apart. I did decide, actually, and on further investigation, which I will show you in a moment, I did discover better ways of doing it. Yeah, this one was slightly better. I had a few issues with this one, is that the necks were tending to flex while I was playing it, which is good if you want some kind of twangly sound, which I think you do one of these really. But I think really maybe a little bit more building on the inside, or a bit more prep, maybe a slightly different box, etc. might have been a good idea. But you do live and learn with these things. And this is the second one I ever built, yeah. And there it is. So, without further ado, I thought we will go for Mark III. And here's one or two bits that I did manage to acquire over the last sort of week, between the bank holidays, etc. And I did basically purchase two broom handles. As you can see, they've got this horrible plastic thing on the end for screwing the broom in. We're going to cut that off, and all the way along, you see at the top we've got these holes pre-drilled where there's a bit of string so you can hang it up. I've removed it on that one so we can see, because I was thinking maybe we could join the top together with a piece of dowel, which might give it a bit more stability, plus one or two other things that we see on this bow, like the very large hose clip, which actually was a gift from the parking lot fair, isn't this one? To keep the top together, I've got another one of these that will be using, hopefully, 50mm, I think it will fit. Yeah, one or two things. We've used faux leather to kind of strap that a bit tighter, etc. And I will show you what fuels a lot of this gitty madness now. Yeah, something that I meant to show previously. But here, in my gitty bag, I have one or two little delights. Let me show you. Okay. Right. Some Christmases ago, a couple of Christmases ago, my big sis, Jill, shout out to you, Jill, for this one, did buy me this, yeah, for Christmas. One Man's Trash. Now this is an excellent book. I do recommend it if you're interested in these things, by William J. I would pronounce that Jaley or Jelly. If I pronounce that wrong, do forgive me. Also known as Bill Jelly. Yeah, because I'm reading this, I did do a quick search on the internet, and through World of Books, I found this book, which I'd never seen in the UK. I think it's published in the USA some years ago now, about 2010. And here it is. An Obsession with Cigar Box Guitars, which I did get for less than $5. And yeah, it has been quite an inspiration to me. Let me show you. So, going in, this has a wealth of information about old instruments, which I will get to. But one or two things I wanted to start with. So I've marked this out. And here we go. So yeah, as I say, I was calling it the RJ because the first musician I saw play one, that was his initials, Rich Johnston, sorry, do beg your pardon. And yeah, basically, he was playing this, and there it is. If you can see that, if I hold it there for a moment, you can see this one's got wings on it. I do believe that he added those for ease of play, as I've checked him out a little bit on the internet. There's not an awful lot of information, but this bow actually was created by this fellow, right, John Lowe, right at the bottom. There we go. And you can see he's holding one there. And he created the instrument. I do believe that he himself actually had a couple of redesign moments with these instruments. Can I put it that way? I think I can. And there's some of the greats here of the cigar box guitar world. I won't get straight into that because basically I wanted to feature this. I have since discovered that it's known as a Lowe-Bow, as in John Lowe, L-O-W-E. So I will be referring to these now as Lowe-Bows, yeah. And that's what we have here today. And flipping through, right at the top we do have Bill Jelly, he's right at the top there, who had quite an amazing journey with cigar box guitars, very similar to myself, I have discovered. And definitely a man after my own heart, could I say that? I think I could. Right, okay. So yeah, that's basically as what I wanted to show us in way of kind of, what would I say, introduction. I think that would be a good way of putting it. Yeah, and you know, there are many instruments in here. Look at this, even a dulcimer. Yeah, I might have a go at one of those soon. I do quite fancy a go at one of those. Yeah. Diane Sutcliffe was the person who created these, and like myself, she is kind of on a mission, from what I've read, just to get people making hand-built instruments, teaching the young about these things, which I think is most admirable as well, and just generally getting on with them. A woman after my own heart, if I may say. So there you go. You see what fuels the madness. There's another Lowe-Bow, the Purgatoire, as it is called. You can see there's one wing on there. I don't know if I'll add wings to this one, but we'll see as we go along what I can cobble together anyway. Being that we are using all hand tools, etc. And there we go. You can see actually from these that there is some very nice coloration on the double neck. I do plan to do that myself as well. Another thing that was very popular throughout this year, and people did revisit quite a lot, was the use of our now famous homemade wood stains. I'll be doing a lot more on that with this build. Yeah, introducing various different colours. I found some new methods as well. Mikey, shout out Mikey. He did send me an article all about making homemade wood stains nice and ecologically friendly. So I have been perusing those over the last, I don't know, couple of months or so, probably longer than that. And yeah, found some interesting ways we can do some nice colours also. Yeah. Which brings me nicely to the choice of box. Now, I decided to go with this nice, fairly long Monte Cristo Havana cigar box. I thought this long box might do a nice job. I'm sure we will electrify this one. As I say, I've got to get parts together. I've had this box knocking around a little while. On the back it's got a date, May 21, so it's a fairly old box. I bought this from London though, this year, yeah. The reason I've chosen this is because I know these are lovely to stain. There's very little lacquer on there, probably a small amount, which you can get off with very fine sandpaper. But other than that, it's plain wood with nice dovetail kind of corners where the sides have been attached together, which not only makes it strong, but it's nice when you come to stain it, you get a nice pattern. Right, so I decided to use this. It did previously have art materials in it, coloured pens and stuff. So it has had a previous use. As most of these boxes have, I think it's good that they've been used for something first, not just cigars maybe. I don't know why that is. It's just one of these traditional things. It's had a life already and it's about to have a new life as a nice cigar box instrument, at least we hope so. So there it is. Yeah, that's the box I've chosen to use. I will strip these down and obviously cut them to length. Take the horrible plastic off. I mean, you might want to leave those on there. That's up to you. Personally, I don't like these things. No. So we'll be trimming those down. I'll be staining the necks on these. They are pine wood from the Netherlands, which was all I could really find out about these. Yeah, there wasn't much on the labelling, but yeah, there it is. They're broom handles as opposed to mop handles, so they're slightly broader, a bit stronger. Yeah, and I'm thinking these will make a good job. They were less than $5 each. They were like £4.50 each. So I spent a few pounds, but I think it's going to be worth it for this build. Yeah, I have got a couple of like very old, well-worn mop handles that were gifts from the parking lot fairies, but they're not exactly in the best of condition as they stand. So I did decide I'll just go out and buy some new ones, which I did do the other day. And we've got everything set for the build. Yeah, I thought this one would be a good one to start with. There's quite a bit of interest. And also, there's a lot of interest from me because I have had, like I say, a couple of goes at these. I think they're brilliant, by the way. And I want to try and get, well, a really nice one together. So that's what we're going to do. Starting now, really. I'm just gathering the bits. I might prepare the bits and that this afternoon. I've got neighbours in, so I don't want to make too much noise, being that it is kind of holidays. But yeah, I'm pretty keen to get going on this now. Had a nice break from building. I don't think you want to leave it too long. I started itching now to do a new build, right? So I think the time is right. Yeah, and there it is really. I mean, that's basically what we are going to do. If you do see these books anywhere, and you're into all this, I would recommend you pick them up, or if you see them in a library or something, borrow them or whatever, because yeah, they really do help to fuel the Gitty madness. One thing not particularly related, but I will show you, it's got a tenuous link, is this here, Vintage Spotlight. And you'll see on there is a one-string fiddle. I was interested because this one-string fiddle actually was built in the UK in 1920. And I have discovered that, like, I didn't discover many cigar box guitars like from the UK like back in the day, although there are a few examples that were basically made as trench art during the 1914 to 18 terrible war that did occur then. But amazingly, some of these instruments that were built in the trenches under such horrendous conditions still survive, and if you sort of trawl the internet long enough, you will find them. I just thought I'd add that. But I did find a lot, like in the UK and Ireland especially, a lot of examples of these one-string fiddles. Like, they seem to have been very popular. And this one in the book, it was obviously given as a Christmas gift, and it was dated the 24th of December 1920. And the 24th of December happens to be my birthday. Yes, so I'm another year older. I'm not sure about another year wiser, but we'll see how we go anyway. The last time we all came together, so there it is really. Just me and my waffling on really. But there's the tenuous link because, yeah, you know, that was built for this season back in 1920, so over 100 years ago. And I hope to do the same with this one. Yeah, and hopefully the resonator as well. We shall get started in a few days. But yeah, I thought we'd start with this. It'd be nice to do something where not only can we sort of explore the build, but we can also explore the colourings and stuff like that. Now, I've had a bit of a crazy idea to do something, hopefully, of a bit of a sunburst. And all you guitar aficionados will know what I mean, like on a Gibson or something like that, right? Or a Fender, but you know, kind of blonde in the middle, getting out to a nice fiery red at the edges. Now, I think we can do this. We should be able to achieve this using tea, coffee, turmeric, cocoa powder, as I would call it. Yeah, and beetroot juice. I don't like beetroot, right? But it makes a good colouring, I think. So we're gonna, anyway, hopefully together we will discover how good. And yeah, really, that's about it. So, at this very end of the year show, may I extend my good wishes for us all for the coming year. Hopefully it's going to be a good one. Yeah, hopefully we'll have plenty of builds on the way, and hopefully we'll have a lot of fun. So there it is, peeps. I will leave it there for now, especially as I'm keen to get on with the initial colouring and cutting of these pieces of wood. And I will be back very soon to show you the initial stages and how we get on with those. So that leaves only for me to say, wherever you are, do stay safe. Whatever you're doing, do stay blessed. And whatever life brings, keep building. Okay then, peeps. See you very soon. Bye for now then. Bye.